Well, the Chicago Bulls are just frankly just playing far better basketball than
Give them
the
the
two and
trophy.
four. They are. They're 5-1. The Celtics are 2-4. So this honestly feels a tiny bit trappy. The Bulls are 2.5 point dogs. The Chicago just defeated the last undefeated team, the Utah Jazz, on Saturday night, and it was a gritty win. It was a non-Bulls type win. Over the last few years, they haven't been able to win games where Zach LaVine didn't play all that well. Same goes for Nikola Vucevic. He didn't play all that well, but I think Zach LaVine is taking the next step as a star, winning games that just don't seem winnable when he didn't have a good shooting night. But him and his teammates gritted it out. While on the other side, the Boston Celtics are not doing that. They're not playing together on either end. They're just not cohesive on either end. And I'm probably looking way too much into things. But on Saturday against the Washington Wizards, the Celtics lining up for a free throw. And it was Washington Spencer Dinwiddie at the line. And Al Horford of the Celtics does this thing when someone bricks a free throw. Someone bricks it and he ducks as if someone's throwing something at him. Ha ha, jokes. Well, Jason Tatum also did it at the exact same time as Spencer Dinwiddie did it. They're joking around on this team. It's like a flashback to last year where everything, they're playing hard at times, but I just feel like this locker room isn't ready to take that next step like the Bulls are. And yeah, I definitely want to point out that I could be very wrong about this Bulls team, but it just feels like they are, as you said, the trophy's coming. It feels like it just feels like they are ready to take that next step. While Boston is absolutely not. They lost 2 games in a row to the Washington Wizards, and that's not easy to do in NBA action, especially earlier in the year. You really predominantly see splits when teams play 2 games against each other in a row. So the Celtics don't like the spot for them. 2.5 for the Bulls. Getting points, I would think that the Bulls would absolutely be favorites in this game. So it feels a bit odd, but if you're watching the games, I think the Bulls should win this outright.
And they've certainly looked the part this season. Front court a little bit in flux as they figure out the rotation with Pat Williams out for the bulk of the season here after suffering that wrist injury. But this is one.
But even on Saturday, they had the
Yeah.
bigs come in. Tony Bradley came in. Derek Jones Jr. got the most minutes that he's had all season, and they figured it out. It just feels like, again, the locker room is ready for that next man up type mentality, while Boston is not.
Yeah, they had a really strong narrative of winning the offseason in Chicago with all the moves that they made, and it's picked up right there, exactly where you would want it to be if you were buying into that narrative. So that's going to be our final pick for this show, Bulls plus 2.5 at the Celtics.